wake up our reaction times and also wake up some balance. So if you've got your tissue, you may notice I'm barefoot, which I'll explain this later. And what we're going to do, just soften the knees a little bit and eyes to the tissue. All I want you to try and do this, I'll give you a quick demonstration and I'll give you time to practice. So if you perhaps throw it up in with one hand and catch it with two for now. Just start about 5 throws, just nice and easy. One hand, catch it with two. Deal? Great. So I'll give you a chance to get that started. Just gonna, good. Just keep your eyes on the tissue, the moving object, yeah? It's just a great way to, so eyes are the prize kind of motion. Okay, so next up, let's see if we can actually throw it with your dominant hand and catch it with the other hand. So you choose whichever that is. So if I throw with my right, I'll catch it with my left. About 5 or so, yeah. Again, you should know what, yeah, just you don't worry if you drop it, it's absolutely fine. And this is a simple drill that you can actually do it on your own. It's good for testing your eyesight as well. But let's see if we can switch and go reverse. So left to the right. Yes. Lovely, lovely, lovely. That's great. Coming back. Okay, the final progression. So shake your feet out in between, although all I would like you to do. See if you could, you only try this if you feel comfortable. Standing on one leg and do exactly the same. You can either go with throwing it with one hand, catching with two, or a little bit more advanced, one leg and one hand to another. Ready? Guys, you've got another 20 seconds. Let's see how many we can do. Again, it's fine to drop. Keep breathing. If you want to shake, bounce. Bounces are okay, by the way, if you're able to bounce on that leg. It's just our body's trying to regain and find a good balance. Good, good, good. Let me just admit one more person. Great. So if you've just joined us, we were just waking up the reaction with this tissue. And okay, put this down. And the next warm-up exercise, so just find yourselves a nice, comfortable, open space. And this is another drill where we're going to play a little game. For the next 60 seconds or so, I'm going to give you left and right to react. And try, almost if you were at a mirror, if you look at the screen, do it as fast as possible. So if I say right, we lift the right knee up and tap. Yeah. I can see most of you in this little screen, so I won't be too hard looking at you, but let's see if we can get this. Guys, you have 60 seconds. Just last final person, and then we'll start it. Ready? 60 seconds, guys. Ready? 2, 1, go. Left. Good. Just you lightly shaking, so transferring the weight left to the right. Let's go. Left. Lovely. Right. Good. Right. Left. Okay, get ready, get ready. Still on the same foot. Right. Good. Keep breathing. Light shoulders and relax. Left. 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 Oh. Right. Right. Left. Still to go. Right. 10 seconds, everybody. Left. Right. Get those knees up. Left. Last one. Left. And relax. Okay, just shrug your shoulders. Slowly inhale and exhale. You can walk around the room or around the safe space. We were practicing some flexor, sort of grip exercises last week. We even involved some pans, frying pans. Just leave them where they are today. Just stretch your flexor muscles. Yeah, if you're sitting down, you can even do this. Yeah, great way to. And if you're holding the stretch, you can actually raise the arm up above your head. It's a great way to take a stretch gently. An idea of the theme of today's exercise to progress slowly from your own range that you feel comfortable. I will show you different sort of versions or different progressions of each exercise. And Just give me your best, really. Oh, apologies. I don't know why that's come through. No. Okay, check your hands out. My phone. Great. Good. Let's look at the sort of waking up the hips. Great way to get us ready for the balance exercises. Keep your elbows up and just twist your whole body left to the right. Turn your head with the body. These are sort of warm-up mobility exercises that we go through. Another 5 seconds. Trace it with the eyes. As you turn, last one, and slowly come to the center. Good. Okay, we're going to look at some shoulder flexibility. Let's go 5, going one direction with one arm. If you find this is too easy, perhaps you can actually stand on one leg like I'm doing right now, and just then see if you can then rotate the shoulder. Let's go the opposite direction with the same arm for about 5. If you do 6 or 7, that's absolutely fine. And then switch the legs, please. And then do the opposite side. So if you were to do this way. Keep breathing as we're doing these exercises, please. And rotate the opposite direction. 3, 2, 1. Good. Loosen it up. Good. When you're ready. Okay. Here's what we're going to try. We're going to mobilize our hips, and this is an area of the body which we surprisingly use more than we think, even while we sit down, believe it or not. So think about like creating a big round circle, lifting up. You can actually hold with one hand for extra support. You can use the wall or a chair, or if you're feeling brave and super in control of your body and hips, hands on the hips, and let's go. Again, same again, go opposite direction with the hip for about 5 circles. 2 more. Really think about knee coming, rotating, drawing a circle. Okay, let's switch the legs. As we go to transfer the weight to the opposite hip, really think about shifting the entire weight on our hips and the knees and whole foot as well. Just tall spine, shoulders relaxed. By the way, it doesn't matter which direction you start first. Sometimes people say, oh, should I start going backwards or forwards? Doesn't matter. We'll come around to the... For some reason, I always seem to start going backwards. So, but there's no reason for it. Okay. But ease your toes as well. I am barefoot, so if you are barefoot as well, this is going to be great for the balance. So which this next exercise is going to lead us. So we're going to practice the variations. Just shake your legs out, feet out, just shake, shake, shake. Shake your fingers as well. And try and really have your heels together, almost laterally taking your toes out on a diagonal position. And what we are going to practice is this elevating the weight onto the foot, especially the ball of the foot, and coming down slowly. Again, slight regression. If we need a bit of balance, make sure your body's upright. And then we go up for about 5 times, and then coming down slowly. So give me your best tries. Hands can be on the hips. And if this is even too easy and you find this relatively comfortable, what I would actually encourage you, see if you can actually lift your arms above your head, keep it in this vertical position, then we just challenge some of the balance controls of our body and brain. Because remember, body and brain always works together, especially performing this control movement. Okay, bring your hands down, nudge. Same movement, very similar, but instead turn your toes towards each other now. Relax your toes. Sometimes with this one, our big toes like to take over because they are more dominant. So allow the little ones, like a little toes, to almost you want them to support you while you're going up. So from a side, it would look like this, by the way, yeah? But there, then coming down. There we go. Again, support in front, just 2 more. Last one. Okay, we'll warm up our back and so on at the part of our skill. Right, everybody, have a sip of water. I will explain the next set of exercises, and we will work with a time today. Right, just prepare my stopwatch. Here we go. Stopwatch is ready. Okay, one of the first exercises we're going to start with. Simple high knees. Just prepare us for what's about to come. We have roughly about 6 rounds of different exercises. We'll run them through. Some of them we already practiced, but there might be 1 or 2 new ones. So what I would like you to do, just find a nice comfortable space and just lightly, just lifting your knees up. If knees want to come up even higher, like so, hey ho, even better. But try and coordinate your elbows to the knee, opposite elbow to the knee. Boom. But try don't round your spine. So avoid this flexion of the spine, nice and upright, and just, let's go guys, 60 seconds. Here we go, chop, chop. And breathe. It's really important that we control the breathing technique, avoid sort of holding up the breath. Just breathe as way you prefer. It doesn't matter, in or out. There's no specific times, but knees up. If this is too much for the knees, just simply control. Well, you can even hold, even if it's easier. Otherwise, just stay with it. Looking good. We have about 20 seconds to go. Here's what we could do. Just challenge some lateral controls of the body. If you have space, let's see if you can shuffle to the side. Yeah, be careful with the objects. 10 seconds, we could even do, challenge yourself going forwards, closer to the screen maybe, and then coming back, all coming from your toes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and shake it up, shake it up. Okay, you're gonna grab some trusted cans, or if you're lucky enough to have some dumbbells, grab them, nice and comfortable weight. We are going to load the body with some multi-jointed movements. So these are 2 joints working together. It's actually more than 2, but 2 major joints. I'll break it down. So it's the hips and the shoulders. So let me quickly remind you the motion. You don't necessarily need to have something behind it, but just for visual purposes, this might be easier. So you're going to stand about shoulder width apart with your feet firmly on the floor, shifting your hips back. And if your knees are okay, just let it bend, but make sure you're not coming too far forwards there. So almost you taking a sit with the hips, pop the hips first at the top, then adding the shoulder press. Are we ready? I can see some nodding heads, and let's go. 60 seconds, everybody. Let's go, work. With this one, I would actually recommend you to breathe in way down, exhale way up. This involves almost a little pop with the chest. So keeping your chest nice and open as we lower down, depending on how much flexion we can do in the knee, then we can press above our head. It's something perhaps even replicates you putting on something on a shelf or cupboard, and really go for a nice overall vertical push. Instead of there, let's go right above, challenge our shoulder muscles. If the knees are fine and they don't have any problems, get nice and low as really as possible without the pain. Keep breathing. Squat and press. I'm going to give you a recovery after this. So, good. Just check the time. Final 5, 4, 3, 2, looking good. 1, and have a rest. Put these down. Shake your hands out. Good. Good, good, good. Okay, we're gonna do some exercises that will get your heart rate down a little bit. So let's bring the control back to the body. I'll just quickly demonstrate this exercise where you have to almost, you can do this on 2 legs, which makes the exercise easier, but let's just practice improving our balance and working the shoulder muscle groups by going side, coming down with control, and then going frontal. So look, knuckles are up. If you're holding a weight or cans, and the position could ideally be like this, look, there. Only if you feel in charge. Otherwise, you can even stand on 2 legs, and then going side, and then front. Keeping your arms nice and straight. So not there, completely out. Let's go, guys, 60 seconds, have started. Side, and we're going through a motion of 3 seconds down, and 2 seconds up on the either side. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, up. 3, 2, 1. Really try and really connect with the shoulder joints. So avoid this. It's not a shrug. Shoulders are nice and open. Boom. Almost like a peacock. You open up the wings. Nice. Slowly, slowly, slowly. It's quite common to actually not to really feel this in the shoulder necessarily. Sometimes you might feel more this in the elbow joint, depending on the weight that you might be using. Bands, like a stretchy bands, are quite useful. If you have any stretch bands as well, this can be useful. 10 more seconds to go, everybody. I don't know, some of you might still be on 1 leg, not sure. Good. Last one, finishing strong. Okay, now keep the weights in your hand, don't put them down yet. Love it. Okay, this is probably hard, will be harder for the heart rate, so it's going to increase your beats per minute. So, punching into the air, shadow boxing. Eyes to the prize or eyes to where you're punching, and let's go. 60 seconds. Keep breathing. Nice extension coming from the elbows. If you've done martial arts, if you like martial arts, you might see this hip turn, which is a really useful way to bring more power from the hip. So, especially from your dominant hand, boom. Turn the hip slightly and punch through. Yeah. So you bring in the power from the hips. Heather, I love it. Well done. Good. Not having sitting down entire lesson. That's great. Keep breathing. Punch up, up into the air. 10 seconds to go. Punch down. Here we go. Punch down, down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Put the equipment down. Some weights. Give your hands a little break. See how anything that we hold on to, we challenge our grip. So it is quite a commonly used body part. So we are going to move on to some lower body muscles next. And one exercise that we've been practicing, it's been squats or chair or door against the door or even against a wall squats. And we'll need something nice and firm, just a quick demonstration. And this is something that you can do at your own level. So I'm absolutely okay for you to even start this so you have a slight flexion in your knees. If you feel like you have more control and you can push your knees a bit more, go a little bit lower, but you will have the door or a wall helping you through. So we're going to practice only about 60 seconds today. It's not going to be a race like we did last time, or a week before even. So find yourself a nice steady back, steady support behind you. Are we ready? Everybody got 5-second countdown. Make sure your feet are at least hip width apart. So make sure you walk yourself out. 2, 1, begin the time. Really connect your belly button. Push your belly button through against the soft surface. Shoulders are relaxed. Try and don't put your hands on your knees too much. You can keep them here or even in front of you like so. Keep breathing. 30 seconds in. If anything, tuck your chin in as well if you want to get a full control of the joints. Nice deep belly breathing, diaphragm. If it's getting a little hot, it's okay. Body temperature will be up. 10 seconds still to go. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, strong finish. Now remember, when we come up, just slowly. Use your hands if we need to, or reach something to the side and just come up, shake your legs out gently. Now this is one of the ways to strengthen the body, static strength. All right, make sure everybody's on a mute. Right, all right guys, just keep this nice and light. We're going to do some hamstring kicks. This will get your heart rate up. Again, you can, if the balance feels good, how about this? You might have seen some rugby or football players will do this. Look, balance and kick. Step, step, kick. If this is a little too advanced for you, hold on to one leg and then hip swings like so. Yeah, does exactly same stretch. Great way to elevate the tightness from the lower back as well as the hamstrings. So here we go. Show a target and see if you can touch. And if you get a little creative with your progress, you can go a little bit higher with the hand. Look up. Show your target. Down here, touch. Higher, touch. Yeah. Little freedom of movement. You can choose. You can switch your legs if you haven't done so yet. About 20 seconds still with this kick. You can alternate the sides too. 10 seconds. Good finish, everybody. Good. Stay with me. Last one. Finish strong and shake it up. Shake your feet up again. Shrug your shoulders around. Okay, eyes on the screen. If you would like to have a drink, you can. Now I'm going to show you these two variations, and the variations are either performing this on the floor, or if you want to make it slightly easier, just use a slightly elevated stage, or like a chair, or even the stairs, or even like a lower sort of like a shelving, if you are nice and steady. So I'll probably go with the chair. Actually, we are going to test the strength on the wrist, so sometimes it's good to mobilize the wrist joint. And what we are going to practice is this diagonal control or horizontal control if you are doing this on the floor. Just, you don't have to do it straight away. Just get your body in this position, please, and look. Heels are off the floor. Weight is on our toes. And all we're going to do is shift your weight from one to a shoulder and tap. Shift it to the opposite side, tap. With a great control. Just connect with the body. If you want to do this on the floor, this is how you would look. Look. Right down, there. Shift your weight. It's a little bit harder on the floor because more weight, more of our pressure goes onto the shoulders. Let's see if we can practice for about 60 seconds. You can always have a break in between. Ready, steady, begin the time. Let's go up. And yeah, just quick tap across the shoulder. But don't tap if you don't have the control of the body first. Great way to learn how to shift your weight from one side to another. So like shoulders, it's not just the shoulders, really got to switch on the hips also. So joints have to work together. Good. Keep breathing. We've passed the halfway, everybody. Tap. Nice control. 10 seconds still to go. If you're with me, good job. Otherwise, have a little break and we'll join you with the next exercise. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Hips are still low. Go down onto the knees. Shake your wrists up if you need to. Okay. Coming back to either on the floor or on the chair. I'm going to show you this on a slightly raised surface, and watch this. Look, these are called mountain climbers, but you don't have to go really fast. But this is more from the hips, so the balance comes from the hips. And Your main goal is really think about keeping it nice, steady back. Look, if it was this little stick, if you can see this, look, keep it nice under control. I'm not sure if I might be too ambitious right here. Might be easier for me on the floor. Look, keep it there. And then, whoa. Okay, I don't want to, there you go, I failed, but that's okay. Idea is that hips come up while keeping the hips steady. Let's go, knees come up between your hands. Guys, we've got half a minute, let's go. Keep breathing. Let's go, let's go, let's go. If you want to go a little bit faster, and we get nice flexion with our toes, you can do so. But again, be mindful of the back. And go even a little faster. You go in 10, 9, 8. You can always slow down. Shoulders will be burning. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Slowly shift your hips back and then come up into a standing position. Great. Good job if you were able to perform both exercises. If something doesn't feel right, don't ignore it. You know, I actually feel this in my wrists or pressure, not necessarily a pain, but I do feel the fatigue in the wrist. So it's normal to feel the joints a little tiring towards the end. Roll your shoulders. We have about 20 seconds break, and we're going for one more standing up exercise. Great. Okay, right. What we are going to practice is this ice skater, an exercise some of us have been trying to master. We use different objects like cones. So for example, if I was to give you more sort of visual guides, so there, I don't know if you can see this, but here, and then there, you can go this way. So standing in this diamond-like position, don't worry if you don't have these cones. Idea is that we, starting from the leg up, I'm using this support here with a stick, and then see if you can actually bring this hip around. It's a really good sort of practice to twist your hips into. There we go, coming back up. As if you have to shut off towards the end, I don't mind. I will send you the recorded version, but stick with me if you can. There you go. Are we guys ready? If you've started already, that's good. Don't worry. You just always good to get some extra repetitions in. Ready? Doesn't matter which leg you start. We're going to practice about 30 seconds on each leg. Get set. Starting from this side, I'll start on my right leg and then turn the hip without losing the balance. You can actually soften the knee a little bit here and then coming back up. I would actually recommend that you get something for you to support from, like a stick or a wall, or even back of a chair, back of a sofa. And it's really important that we go through this little almost like a mini squat from the hip, not from the knee. Look, the knee will have to bend also a tiny bit. One more. This is a great exercise to actually practice first thing in the day. So ideally, if you like to wake up early morning, this will be done in the morning. Switch the legs. You can shake the legs in between. And then let's go around. If you really creating these movements on top of the joints can actually make the movement more challenging. So keeping the knee straight will be harder than if your knee was slightly bent like this. And back up. Let's go for one more. Great. Okay, just loosen up a little bit. We're going to do the standing crunches. I like this one. It gets the heart rate up. Also, quite a good way to momentarily go on one leg. Look here, jog on the spot, twist. Add a little elbow to the knee. Come on, Greta. Good. Hands. This is called a prisoner position with your hand. Just gently exercise of the temple, twist. You can even 1 or 2 steps. And a little twist. Nice. Keep breathing. And do any small lifts. It's fine. Twist. 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 And twist. Final one. Good finish and relax out. Great. Drink. Time for a little drink. Today's been a good one. Good. I wanted to save maybe 5 to 10 minutes max for next, certainly demonstrating 5 minutes the exercises, and we can talk about around the exercises, why these will be a good exercises for us to either include or add to the current routine that we'll have. Don't worry, I will send you the copy of this. I've got some sort of summary and guidelines for, these are 4 exercises. Some of them we may even done during our one-to-ones. I'll take you through, just, you don't have to necessarily do this with me. Absolutely feel free to, you can do that, but just really, for me, it's at this stage, I guess, getting the teaching points or technical parts right would be the key. And then I'll send you the recording as well as the key points written out. And then we'll do some stretches together, yeah, at the end. So cat and a dog, or cat and dog is known as. It's a great way to take the tension off from us throughout the spine, from the neck down to the lower back. So you may want to do this, knowing your lifestyles better than I do, perhaps do this either before you go to bed or as soon as you've woken up. So you can even do this from your mattress, hands on the floor. And just with this one, you don't have to do many actually, between 6 to 8 repetitions are fine. So like lifting up, and this would be like, I guess, would be a dog-like position. And then guess what? This would be more of a cat. So lifting up position there, yeah. This will be one cycle, and then pushing up, really pushing through the belly button, and just breathe as normal as you feel comfortable. Yeah, it's really important that we tuck our chin through as we go up in the cat position as well. Just do this in your own with nice control. You don't have to do many repetitions of this. 6 to 8 is what I would recommend. Now, next stretch, actually, let me show you do this standing, because there's especially it's quite useful. Those of us might end up, sometimes people say, oh, we have tight hips. There are actually 4 muscle groups in the hips. One of them we are going to stretch now is something called Psoas. That's a sort of Latin name for this muscle. Apologies if it sounds like something rude. It doesn't. It sounds like an ass, but I didn't have to say that. But look, psoas. It's right here. Runs through the hip, crosses the hip joint. It goes, actually inserts around and just below the knee. Actually, okay. So it crosses 2 joints, hip and the knee. So what we're going to do, just nice, simple from here. Take a nice big step. Keep the body in an upright position. So with this one, you don't have to kneel. Just big step forwards, and the heel is off the floor. Look. And straight away, if you were to just bend this knee down a little bit, look, this one, if it goes down, you may feel slight stretch, but in this hip. But if you're actually able to lift your hands off even one arm, especially the side that we're trying to stretch, and add this side tilt, I'll show you from the frontal, straight away, you will get this, you will find this muscle, and you will feel the difference in the stretch. So if you feel like you want to do this with me, look, this is kind of a stretch that I'm talking. Look here, and you will tilt towards the bent knee. So keeping your hands above your head. Again, if you need a balance, you can always hold on to something strong, something stable. Yeah, literally holding up to 10, 15 seconds. It's not a long stretch. especially if you're just waking the body up. You don't want to be doing long static stretches. So I'll show you on the other side. Look, easiest way that I found to get it, rather than stepping forwards, I actually like to step back, find a good grip from my toes, because one of the job for our toes is to give us that support and balance. Bend the knee a little bit, and then add this overhead tilt. You can either do it with both hands above the head, but most important that we don't end up doing this. Watch this. Just avoid, just look after the lower back, especially if you, on the days that you might have a little bit of stiffness. I actually recommend you do this stretch even when you have a tightness in your lower back. Great. Third exercise, sorry, not the final. We're almost there. Altogether, there are 4 exercises. Next up, it's called a hip airplanes. So think about like we practice some of the similar balancing exercises, but I'll show you coming facing this way. And what I would like you to do is standing out. You can use the balancing point like this. Think about your hips. Look, kicking the one leg behind you. And what we're going to do, we're going to turn this hip in, like with a foot, and then while keeping this hip stable, see if you can open up, look, as much as you feel comfortable. For now, it's actually okay to hold, but full airplane would be like this, look. While still keeping the hips stable. When people talk about improving, sort of how do I improve my balance? This is it, yeah? You can actually, if you want to make this exercise a little bit easier, you can actually do this. You don't have to keep this leg all the way back. Just simply keep the foot off the floor. Hold it something stable, and look, we think about like belly button is getting into this, and this might be easier. So almost you dropping the shoulder into it, and then opening up, looking towards the screen without. And you will notice your foot would want to give you that constant shake, and that's okay. It's this. So almost, I guess, you're doing this, but in a horizontal, in this, over the hips, over the toe. Yes, I like that. Hands up. Yes. Remember, I'm giving you the sort of guidelines. We may have to sort of pause and just try whatever level that you feel comfortable. There's actually a version of this one. If you find this a little bit challenging, you can actually do this from kneeling position, which I can show you. But I'll guess, and we'll keep that for another day. But then the final one is the sort of, I call this more of a spinal hygiene. You know, like how you brush your teeth to keep your health, give you a nice shine and healthy teeth. I guess that would be a very similar stretch for the spine. And especially when we sit, it's those muscles that often get tight, and also if we're in this position as well. So we can't run away from sitting down. We're not saying that, and I don't want you to sort of stop sitting down. Carry on as you're doing, but perhaps if you are sitting down longer than let's say 20 minutes, because being here in 20 minutes can actually tense up our shoulders and the hips. So I would stand, and this is what I would do, literally in front of a chair. Look, feet, lock your hips. So if you're not sure what their locking hips are, it's this, yeah? Tuck the hips forwards, up, slowly, lifting your arms. And idea is that you go based what feels comfortable. And depending on the flexibility you will have in your shoulders, keeping the glutes, so tightness in your glute muscles as well will help to prevent the lower back. Just holding there. And what you could even do, just simply twist to one side, to another side, like this. I'll show you from the front. So eyes always on your hands, if you can, look, starting from this position, locking the hips up. Inhale, if you like, at the top. Look, and a twist. And a twist. And yeah, that's it. And you would just literally sit back down and carry on doing your exercise classes on the Zoom or working on the project that you might be working on. Yeah, and I'm sure your friends and colleagues will understand why you're doing it. And it'll actually be quite fun to do this together, maybe. And yeah, you can do some flexion of the spine if it's achy, but yeah, it's quite good to do some spinal flows as well. But what we're going to do next is finish up with 1 or 2 stretches. And we always like to do abdominal activation before we do that. So find yourselves either a floor or a chair, please. Lifting up. I'm going to remind you this exercise called the holds. It's your job. It's up to you to really dictate the position of the exercise. If your knees can go straight, like so, well, having the control here. By the way, if your back doesn't like this, stop. Literally stop and just come forwards and go there. Okay, guys, 60 seconds practice. That's all. Hands are off, even better. So holding like mummy-like position, like here. Tuck your chin in and breathe. Although we're not really moving here, but muscles still require oxygen. So, good control. Keep going. Keep going. And one of the sort of strength improvements you will see first is just little controls will improve. Like you'll feel a bit steady, shoulders will be able to switch on and support you even better. So as you practice this, more like a routine-like positions into the daily routine. All right, come down slowly. You may feel a little tight, sort of flexion and tightness around the hips. It's normal. We will stretch a little bit, okay? Now, this one, you have to do this really slowly because it's more of a spinal flow. Just learning, just don't be careful of anything, but just really roll out slowly and start this spinal flexion from the chin. So from your thoracic spine and then rolling down, letting go of your back. Make sure you got a nice grip coming from your heels. And if you're able to touch your toes, hey, even better. And if you are touching your toes, then relax your neck. Let it drop. Let your head drop. Let it go and breathe. You can actually swing your arms side to side. And then rolling back up from your lower back. So you actually, and it will end up almost like you're building up your spine like this. Yeah. Nice. Roll your shoulders a few times. Okay. Stand, come up to a standing position. Shake the legs out. Shake the fingers. Good. Right, how about this? We'll finish up with this way. Look, one leg up. See if you can clap behind your back, like so. Like above, like this. Good. Nice. There you go, you got it. Good. Simple thing to do, but yeah, it's quite a good way to get the shoulders stretched out. Well done, everybody. That's very, very good. Right, depending on how you feel, I will, by the way, I will share this to you in our follow-up email. And I will, of course, it will be a file. I want to send this